Hi guys, you are watching another episode of the Great Grad Job Hunt with me, Aman, and one of the companies that I applied to recently, I made it through to their final stage of the recruitment process. So I'd had telephone screenings, I had CV checks, I'd done video interviews and whatnot, and made it through to the last stage, which was the assessment center. So I'm going to tell you guys a bit about how that went, what I did, how that helped me, and hopefully it can help you guys as well. So the most important thing, which I took advantage of, is that I made the company work around me. So if you have the flexibility to choose when you can have your assessment day or assessment center, or when you can go into the company for whatever you need to do, try and make it work around you. So fortunately, the company that I had applied to and that I had this assessment center with, they recruit all year round. So for them, it was no problem for me to pick my own time when I wanted to go for the assessment center, because at the time I held a part-time temporary job and that would end in a few weeks anyway. So what I did was that I made sure to choose my assessment center after I'd finished my part-time job, so I'd have enough time to focus just on that. But I tried to make sure that I didn't push it too late, because the quicker I got the assessment out of the way and done, it allowed me to press on and search for other jobs anyway. One thing that really helped me in preparing for my assessment center was that I made sure to keep abreast of current affairs in the specific field related to the job that I was applying to. So I looked at the latest developments in that field, I kept informed of the latest news stories, what was trending. I tried to read various newspapers or news websites, looked at blogs, even followed social media pages of other companies in that area. So it kept me informed when I went into my assessment center. Okay, so the most important thing I did for preparing was simultaneously probably the most difficult thing I had to do, and that was asking for help. So I was unsure with a couple of things with respect to how I prepared, and I think it was something with what subject I should study for a certain aptitude test, or whether I should read up on something in that field or not. And what I did was that I emailed my own recruiter just to clarify my doubts. So I spoke to the person who's coordinating my application, and this enabled me to sort of just double check and to see if what I was doing was okay, whether I was on the right track, or if I was doing something unnecessary. And I know I did have that initial fear of coming across as maybe a bit clueless and thinking, okay, it's not very professional if I ask, okay, do I do this or do I do that? But at the end of the day, the recruiter's there to help you. They're not there to put you down. And so if you do have any doubts about how to prepare, whether you are reading something in the right area, or if you're not sure about a certain subject to revise for an aptitude test, email through, ask for help, and they should, hopefully the recruiters definitely put you on the right track, as they did for me. Okay, so the next thing that I did to prepare for my assessment center was a bit of a no-brainer, really. So I googled the company that I was applying to, followed by previous interview questions, and you'd be surprised at what you find. There's an excellent website that I've mentioned before in my videos called glassdoor.com or .co.uk. We'll drop the link down in the description for you guys. And it's a website where loads of different users, they post their own experiences and accounts of what it's like having been interviewed at a company. And if you're lucky, you can come across previous interview questions. You can even myself, I saw a few aptitude test questions that were posted by a certain company. Generally what you tend to find is the bigger the company that you apply for, the more popular it is, you will have even more accounts or reviews by people of how their interviews went. And so hopefully you can come into lots more interview questions that way. I know that reading the interview questions definitely switched up how I was preparing for mine. So when I was able to see the questions that were asked and I was able to learn what impressed the interviewers, I therefore was able to shape my own answers and my own experience from my own CV, and hopefully tailor that to what the company was looking for with their questions. One thing that really benefited me was that when I was going on sites like Glassdoor, I found what the individuals or the reviewers had actually got from the company themselves. So for one instance, there were loads of people who had applied to a certain company and had got job offers, but at the same time, people weren't happy with that company and they had declined all those offers that they had received. So it does give you a bit of an insight or another sort of way to look at what it might be like at that company before you get there, and I feel that definitely did keep my eyes open and help me as well. So yeah, I hope you guys can take from this video, and I wish you all the best of luck in your search for your graduate job, and see you next time.